Hello students, welcome back to the CHM online learning platform. I Kirti Sharma working as an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. Today in the lecture series of the design and analysis of algorithms, we will discuss branch and bound further problems like 01 knapsack problem. What do you mean by branch and bound? So we will discuss in this lecture. So let's start with the introductory part of the branch and bound. So basically, we have already discussed the backtracking method. And branch and bound is also a method or technique you can say in order to solve a problem, optimization problem you can say. But here it will firstly we'll discuss like what about the branch and bound. Then we will discuss some criteria of the branch and bound, also some conditions that used in the branch and bound technique. So basically it refers to all the state space. It also uses the state space tree as like the backtracking method in order to represent the solution of the problem. So in which all the children of the E node, E is and here expanded nodes, are generated before any other live nodes can become the E node. Here live nodes, E nodes are some terminologies that we will discuss, like what do you mean by E node? E is the expanded node, live node, child node. Okay, so we have already seen two graph search strategies that we know already: breadth first search, depth first search. In breadth first search, we trace the tree level by level, and in depth first search, we will trace the tree depth wise, like in the top to bottom direction first, then after we'll move in the right direction. Right, so leftmost to rightmost, we will go in breadth first search, top to down, and we go in depth first search. Right, so in order to explore a new node cannot begin until the node is currently begin explored is fully explored, because backtracking method is that depends upon the BFS, breadth first search. Level wise searching is there in is possible, or you can say branch and bound technique uses the BFS technique, but backtracking follows the concept of the depth first search. That is the difference between the backtracking method and the branch and bound method. So both of the both of these generalize to the branch and bound strategies. In the branch and bound, BFS like space search will called as a FIFO search, first in first out search. As a list of the live nodes we will use, like Q we can use in the branch and bound, depth for the depth wise search. So there are some methods in the branch and bound that we will discuss. So before that we have to discuss, like if you will follow the DFS, depth first search state space tree, then we have the last in first out search approach, as I have already discussed to you. So in which we will follow the to store the live node stack data structure. And if we will use the BFS, then there is a FIFO technique for search, and for the list of the live nodes we will use a queue. So for BFS and DFS, both approach we can follow. And one more approach is there, that is the most desirable and most important, uh, that give the best result actually, you can say, that is a LC, list cost branch and bound method. So there are three general methods to discuss here in the branch and bound. So this is an example actually, like FIFO branch and bound. You can search the space tree for the four queens problem that we have already discussed in the backtrack technique. So this is a diagram, or you can say state space free method representation, tree representation, in order to solve the four queens problem, right? So you can also do the same problem with the help of branch and bound also. So in this lecture we will discuss the 01 knapsack problem in order to get the clarity about all the three um, four queens problem. You can try it yourself, right? So we will discuss the 01 knapsack problem here using backtracking. Right, so some before that, 01 knapsack, before discussing the 01 knapsack problem, we have some terminologies that more frequently used in this particular technique. So we need to understand these terminologies first, like problem statement. This is very easy to know, like each node in the tree defines a problem state, right? What is the problem? So each node in the tree will define the problem state. Next, state space, all the paths from the root to other nodes define the state space of the problem, like from where to where you can move in order to get the solution of a problem. Next is solution state. There is both are the different things. State space will show you the all the possible paths from root to other nodes, right? But the solution state give you the those like solution states are the those problem statements for which the path from root to the define to the S defines a tuple in the solution space. That means that will provide the path which will be the which path will trace the exact solution of that problem, right? So it will state space, it will give the all the possible solution, and it will give the path of the solution, exact solution of the problem itself. Next is answer states. Answer states are those solution states as for which the path from the root to the S defines a tuple that is a member of the set of solution actually. So whatever is the number of set of solutions possible, it will be the part of that solution state, right? So state space tree, this is a combination of all these things, like tree organization of the solution space is referred as a state space trees. That we have to draw, like in backtracking we also drawn the we have also discussed the state space trees that provide the solution of the problem. So same thing we will discuss here also in branch and bound also, right? So live node, e node, dead node, most important nodes are there to discuss. So live node, these three nodes most frequently used. Dead node we have already discussed in the backtracking also, but live node and e node, what do you mean by live node? Actually, a node which has been generated and all of those whose children have not yet been generated, that is called the live nodes, which has its existence but its children are not alive right now. Those are the live nodes. But e nodes, the nodes whose children are currently being generated, is node known as the e node, node being expanded, which can be extended further, that are known as e nodes. And that node you know already, like is generated node that which has not to be expanded further, or you have to stop those nodes there only, because there will be some restriction criteria or some conditions to stop those nodes to expand, which will stop those nodes to expand further. So those type of nodes known as dead nodes. So let's start with the 0 1 knapsack. First, before discussing the 0 1 knapsack problem, we have three general methods to discuss here in the branch and bound. FIFO method, first in first out, LIFO method, last in first out, and least cost branch and bound search method. So we will discuss one by one the basic strategy of these three methods. Then after we will apply all these three methods to the 0 1 knapsack problem. So what about the FIFO? First in, first out. If we have a straight space tree diagram, this one is, and we are assuming that this 12th node is representing the answer node as a solution, right? We are assuming it. So in FIFO search, we are starting here with the node 1, right? So e node you can say which you can expand further, right? So we are expanding, and in FIFO, first in first out approach, we have the data structure queue to store the list here. In case of FIFO, as we know in the data structure, we have like we know already, FIFO is used for the queue data structure is used for the FIFO purpose, first in first out purpose, and for the LIFO stack is used, right? So same thing we will discuss here. To store the list, we will use the queue here in case of the FIFO, first in first out branching bound search, and if you during the LIFO search, branch and bound search, we will use the stack data structure. So here we are taking here queue, so we are changing deleting the one from the queue, and we are inserting the nodes here that are generated with the 1, 2, 3 and 4 in, and we know here we are moving level wise, right? In case of the FIFO or queue, so 2, 3, 4 we have inserted over here in this queue. Next thing, we have to delete the 2, and we need to expand the 2 further, because at this level we have already expanded all the child nodes with respect to the e node 1. Next we have 2 as a next e node. Now 2 become the e node here, and next child that you can place, those are the live nodes. So which one are the live nodes here right now after removing the 2? Now 2 become the e node here, and 3, 4 are still the live nodes. So 3, 4, by removing the 2, we are just passing the 5, 6 as in the queue, that will behave as a live node. So whatever is there in the queue, that is behaving as a live node, which do not have the further child nodes right now. and if you will remove the first and first round process based on any node, that will become as a e node, right? So now this 3 will become the e node, and the child of the 3 child nodes 7 and 8, that will pass here in the queue further, right? So here 4 5 6, so we will just terminate the 3 here, so we will not pass the 7 8 as a child of the 3. Why? Because these live nodes are killed by the bounded functions in the queue, right? So some bounded functions are there that will kill it. Okay, so in that manner, each and every time we will just put the child nodes that will behave as a live nodes, and remove the one by one nodes that will behave as a e node, and some conditions are there on the basis of which you any node you can kill the node, which depends on the bounding functions, right? That we will discuss later by taking an example also. So here we have already assumed this 12 as a solution or answer of the problem that is available at the 6th node. So it will be like after all passing all the nodes, we are getting the solution space. So that will be our path as a solution state: 1 to 2, 2 to 6, and then 12, right? So that is our FIFO method. Basically, our main purpose to discuss these three techniques here with the help of this example, basic functionalities, to understand the basic functionalities of these three. Like FIFO is used with the queue, and LIFO is used with the stack, and how we can apply, like same thing is there. 12 we have assumed the solution space, and here in case of LIFO we are tracing the stack top to bottom, like here bottom to top. Here we always take out the node from the top of the track here, right? That means whatever you will put at the last node, it will become the e node. All whatever the nodes are present in the stack will behave as a live node, right? So the order is of how it will proceed depth wise. In LIFO, depth wise proceed, and FIFO breadth wise proceed, like 1 to 2, 2 to 5, right? 5 to 10, it will do the back track here. Net 11, then again it will do the back track 6, and then 12, right? So it's a main strategy for the LIFO, right? And what about the list cost? List cost is having a cost function here, one ranking function you can say, or cost function, that is denoted by C cap X. That is the main thing here that we will discuss in this technique actually. So here main purpose of branch and bound, actually branch and bound main function is to find out the minimization. It's also, I already told you, optimize it also used to for the optimization problem, but only for the minimization case. We cannot use it for the this particular technique branch and bound for the maximization. If any problem is given to you to solve, you have to provide the solution as in the case of minimization. If you have the solution as a maximization for any problem, then you have to convert that maximization solution into the minimization one by changing the symbol from positive to the negative. That we will discuss how we will change the symbol, right? So initially we will mark the function here, take the e node here and live nodes with respect to those e node. Then after we will find the cost function with respect to each and every node, and we will find the minimum cost node at last, and whatever will be the minimum cost node, that will be the solution space or solution node for the problem. So it is the process, list cost process, in which we will take care of the cost function and upper bound also. So we will discuss these three techniques with the help of example. Now we are taking an example as a 0-1 knapsack problem, right? This is a state space free diagram for with respect to the LC bound, right? Now we will understand these three techniques with the help of 0-1 knapsack and traveling salesman person. Traveling salesman person problem we will discuss later in the next lecture. Right now we will discuss the 0-1 knapsack problem. So let's start with the 0-1 knapsack problem with the LCBB, like list cost branch and bound solution with the, right? So here we have the n objects, and capacity of the knapsack we have as a m, as we have already discussed in the fractional knapsack also in greedy approach. Basic scenario is same, but here in that particular part we can take the fraction of the object, but here either we have to take completely object, or we have to just leave it. So with respect to the 01 knapsack, either we have to take the object completely or we have to leave it completely, right? So 01, in 01 we have to maximize the profit, and we have to compare the weight to the maximum capacity of the knapsack each and every time. But branch and bound is like it also used to find the solution of the knapsack problem. Greedy is also used, but branch and bound is also used, because here we will discuss the 01, that is different from the fractional knapsack one. But we cannot directly apply the branch and bound technique to the knapsack problem. Why? Because branch and bound deals with the minimization problem only, and we modify the knapsack problem to the minimization problem first. So how we can minimize it? Basically we have to maximize the profit, but by changing the symbol, we can solve this particular problem with the help of branch and bound. So I'm taking here the minus symbol each and every time during the calculation. It will calculate the minimization problem. So after that we will take at the last, in order to give the solution we will make it positive, but during the solution we will take it as a negative. So in order to find the minimization problem, solution for the problem, because branch and bound only provide the solution for the minimization problems. So here xi representing, either we will take the complete object or we will leave it at all completely. Okay, so this is all the procedure. You have to find the cost in the LC. What is the cost function? Summation of all profit and weight. That will behave as a cost function, right? So we have to take the minimum of the left child and right child each and every time. We will compare whatever is the minimum. We will take it as a next e node to expand it, right? So let's start with an example. This is a problem here that you have to solve a 01 next problem with the help of list, cost, branch and bound. Here and four objects are there with the profits given here 10, 10, 12, 18, and with some weights are assigned here. Maximum capacity of the knapsack is 15, and we have just taken some keywords here, or you can say variables here: CP, current profit, current weight, K is the number of the decisions that you have to take, and M is the maximum capacity of the knapsack. Here is the algorithm to find the upper bound of the like how to find the upper bound. So there are the two main factors, cost and upper bound, right? So we will find those things one by one. So these are the four point terminologies that we have to pass here in this function. So what is the algorithm here that is shown to you? We will discuss it later in order to find out, like with the help of example, right? So let's start first, how to find the cost and upper bound, right? So I'm taking here this example, like this upper number is like it's representing the cost here, and lower number u is representing, this is the upper number, this is the representing the cost, and this is upper bound, right? So how we can start with it? I'm just writing here the profit and the weight: 10, 10, 12, 18. I'm writing here 10, 10, 12, 18. Next what we have? 2, 4, 6, 9. 2, 4, 6, 9, and total weight is 15, knapsack weight. First we are starting with the node 1, right? So what we have, either we can exclude it or include it. If I'm writing here x naught value as a 1, we are including it. X naught value 0, we are excluding it. Okay, so 1 is indicating including and 0 is indicating excluding, right? So if you have to find the initial stage, what is the initial stage actually? Initial stage is representing, so 1 means we are including the object, and 0 means we are excluding the object, right? So first thing, to find the cost, what we have to be done, like first, if we are in the starting node, how we have calculated this 38 and minus 32. Minus symbol we know we have to take it, because for the minimization purpose we have to change the sign, because it will give you the profit in the maximization form and we need the answer in the minimization, so we have to take the negative symbol, right, to calculate each and every time upper bound and cost. So what will be the cost here? So 10, if we are taking this all objects, 10, 20, 32, 10. If we are considering first object, second object, then third object, what was the total weight? What will be the total weight if we are considering this 12? So how much space is left? 3. We cannot take this one completely. So what we are doing here, we can take the 3. one third part of this. So what we have to take here? 18 by 9 into 3. That means we can take the sixth part. So what it mean? Upper bound we can take in the like we want exactly, either we have to include or exclude, but we can take the cost in the fractional part, right? So we are taking, I'm taking here the cost here. For the cost I'm taking the fractional part, but for the upper bound I'm not considering it at all, right? So what will be the total cost here in case of the what will be the total cost here? 10 plus 10 20 32 plus 6 38. So minus 38, this is a cost, this is a cost I have just mentioned here, upper number. So what will be the lower number here? Lower cost that can be possible, like if we are excluding this fractional part, what will be there? 32 only. So 32 I have mentioned here, right? So if I am including it, it will remain as it is, both lower number and upper number of the cost. And if I'm excluding it, what will happen? If I'm excluding, what it mean, if I'm excluding the first node, what will happen? If I'm excluding this first one, so what will happen? 10 plus 12, 22 is there. So 22 is a lower number, and what is the upper number will remain here? Complete this 10 plus 12, whatever is there left, it like 10 plus 12, 22, 22 we can take, and then 10 we can take, then 32. So cost will actually only the lower part, the cost will change, upper bound will remain as it is. Minus 32. Minus 32 will be there as a upper number, and lower number will be there minus 22. If we will ignore this first object, first node here, so if we will not include the first node, what will be there? Like 4 plus 6 is 10. How much space is left here? 5, right? So to include the 5, what we have to take here? There is a need to take like 18 divided by 9 multiplied by 5. So what will be there? 10. So if I am taking here 5 value in order to complete fill the next 6, so what will be there? 10 plus 10 20, 20 plus 12 32. So minus 32 will be there. Now next term, if we have to like further expand this node. Why is it so? Because no need to just change, like first I'm just considering the upper bound as a infinity and changing it with the minus 32. Minus 22 is a less than minus 32. No, it's greater than. So we will not change the upper bound value. If we will get the lesser value, then we will update this one. Okay. So right now we don't have to update it. Now it's killed. Actually, this node is killed. We don't have to expand it further. So now we have to move here. Like we have to include it, and after including it, we have to just find it out, like we have already taken the same thing because we have included it. Now on the spot of expanding this, what we have next? So either we can include the next node or exclude the next node. So if we are including it, it will come as it is here, these terms. If we are excluding it, what will happen? Node number 2. So object number 2 we are excluding. This one object we are excluding. So how many weight is there? Like cost is there 10 plus 12, 22, and what is the weight? 8. So how much weight we can put further? 7. So if we will take the fourth object here, so what part of fourth object we can take? Seventh part. That means 14. So 22 plus 14, what it will be? 36. So 36 will be there. And what about the minimum bound? Like we don't have to consider the fractional part for the minimum, like cost upper bound. So we have to take 22 only. So minus 22, 36 is there, right? But this minus 22, again, it's not less than minus 32. So we will not update it. We will kill that node and move to this node. We have to expand it further. So either we have to exclude it or include it. X2, second, like third object, either we have to include it or X2 exclude it. If we will include it, it will remain as it is. If we will not remove it, we have to just add over here. What do we have to add over here? Like we have to exclude the third object. So we have to exclude this object. Now we have to consider this one and we have to exclude this one. So what will be the weight here? I'm just erasing this part here to give you this clarity. So I'm erasing it. I'm mentioning it here 9. So what will be there? 10 plus 10. It's 20. And what about this? Like 2 plus 4. 6 is a weight. So how much space is left over here? 9. So it will be 15 now. So how much profit we have to add here? 18. So directly we can take it completely. So how much weight profit cost we are getting here? 38. And what about both will become the 38 now? So because we are not taking the fraction part here, we are taking it completely. So it will come here minus 38 minus 38. Now we have to check it out. Is it less than it? Yes, it is less than it. Now we have to update it with the minus 38. Now this is the time to expand this node rather than this node. Now this one will kill because 32 is less than the minus 38. So minus 32 is less than the minus 38. Now we have to kill it. So now we have to, it's time to expand this node. Now what we have to do here? Either we have to next object we have to include it or exclude this object. So 0. So there are total 4 objects. So we have already tested it out for the 3 objects and this one is the last object to test, right? So either we have to include or exclude. If we are including it, it will come as it is cost here. If we are excluding it, what will happen? We have to exclude here what? Last part. So what we are getting here, 10 plus 10 plus 12, it's 32. And what will be the cost here? Sorry, wait here, 4 plus 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12. So what will be there, like here one thing also to mark here, we are including the first object, including the second object, but we are excluding the third object. What it mean here? To execute, to check for the last object, we have to exclude the third also. What it mean? Minus 12, then it minus 12, then it will come here 20. So what will be the profit here? 20. Why we have excluded the third also? Because in this path from coming here first node, we have to include the first node in first object, include the second, but we have to exclude the third one. So in order to check it for the fourth object, we have to exclude the third object, and we have to calculate the cost for the fourth object if we are excluding it or including it. So if we are including it, it will remain as it is. If we will exclude both third and fourth, then we are getting the minus 20. Is it less than it or not? Yes, we are checking. No, it is not less than. So we have to stop it over here because we have already covered for all the 4 objects. We have only 4 objects. So upper bound that we have here, the minus 38, we have to stop over here. And what is the ratio here? Like x1, x naught, x1, x2, x3 representing the 4 objects. We have to here 1 0 is representing the fixed representation of including and excluding the object. So completely actually. So first one, no, first object we are including, second object also we are including, third object we are excluding, and fourth also including. So 3 objects we are including in order to get the optimal solution. So optimal in the case of minimization, right? So what we have next, it is a state space free diagram with respect to the knapsack problem, 0-1 knapsack problem in case of least cost. Okay, so it's the unbounded format here, that algorithm that we have discussed earlier. Like we have to find out the like current weight, current profit, then k value, that is the and this is a knapsack size. So each and every time, like if we are including the first value, then we are putting here the weight of the first value, profit of the first value, that we are gaining here profit, weight, and count here. The next what we have to do, we are going to expand this one now. So we have to add the profit here, we have to add the profit here, weight here, and count here. K value will become 2 because we are including this one. Now we have to expand this thing. So we have to find again this thing, like weight we have to write here, profit, you can say cost here, then weight here, k value will update with 3, and total knapsack size is there, right? So next thing that we have to compute here, like minus 32, we have to just change it out, like it's less than minus 38. So we have to come this side here. So again we will check it out, like we have to update it, like this is the third round only because it's unsuccessful. We have to kill it, this particular node, so we will remain on the k value 3 itself, and we have to count the weight, like cost and the weight here with respect to the k value third. So after that we are updating the k value as a 4 if we are including it, not including it. So level wise we are just updating the k value here, and we are updating the cost and weight value with respect to the knapsack size here, right? At last we will get here the final values that we are getting here, final path that we have to include here, this one, 0, 1. So this is the path, this is the for the final solution. Okay, so next we have the steps here for node, each and every node that we have already discussed, like how we can compute it in the fraction that we have just discussed earlier. You can see these things one by one, step by step here. If you're not getting the things from the earlier slides, you can try it yourself with the help of these steps. So I have mentioned the steps here, node by node, to calculate the cost and the upper bound here, right? So you can calculate it and you can match it over here step by step. Okay, so these are the all steps here for all nodes that I have covered here. So after all, we are getting the 38 as an answer. We are just changing the sign negative to positive in order to give the exact solution. This is the final solution in which we are just adding or including the three objects and excluding the third object. So this is the final solution, that in that we are getting the answer as a 38, right? So it was all about the LC solution, LC based branch and bound 01 knapsack problem solution. Next we have FIFO branch solution. In FIFO we know first in first out, so Q, we will take the Q to update the nodes, right? So first we will take the first node is including excluding, same thing we have to take, right? But what we have to do here, we have to take the Q here. So initialization with the minus 32 is a, so we have to include or exclude the weight here, right, written, then cost is here written. So we will take the weight here. So 2 we have already taken, so we have to write here like node 2, node 3, right? We have to expand here one node 1 as a node 2 and node 3. So I have mentioned it in a queue. So I'm just going to expand the e node as a node 2, and what will be the child of node of the live node of the e2 to node 2, 4 and 5. So I'm adding 4 and 5 here in the queue, and now it's time to take it out 3 as a e node. After taking out 3 as a e node, what will happen? 6 and 7 will be there. So what will happen? We have to add the 6 here, but we will not need to add the 7 because immediately it will kill, because upper bound of the this upper bound of the 7, like it's less like greater than the already existing one. So minus 32 already available, minus 30 is greater than, so it will kill, but minus 22 is less than, so we will update it by the minus 22. So we will not kill it, we will add it in a list. So to further expand, so we can further expand it, but we right now we will not expand it like LC, because of what? We have to expand first the first node whatever is present here in the queue. So we have to follow the queue structure here in order to expand it further. But in the previous LC count, we are getting the E node with the minimum value or upper bound, and we are just going to expand it only. So here we will expand the fourth node first. Now what we will have, if we will expand the fourth node, 8 and 9. So again we will check it out, and we just change the 8 and 9 and exclude the fourth one. Now these are the live nodes. Again we will take the 5 as an, so if we will take the 5 and 6 are the next two nodes that will become the e node, and but neither of the one will expand because of the cost is upper than the greater than the upper bound. We will consider only the lower values only, right? So we will exclude them, and we will take only 9. 8 will also exclude, like 8 will generate the 10 and 11, and these are killed. 10 and 11 is killed because 10 is invisible and 11 is having the greater value of the upper. So 9 we will take, and 9 will give the 12th node, and 12th will give the solution, final solution as a minus 38, right? So we can also perform it with the help of FIFO. Answer will remain same. Object we will take as a final resultant will remain same as it is, right? So this is another method or another way to solve the 01 knapsack problem with the help of Q and FIFO method approach. You can, but if we will follow the LC list cost, that is the best way to follow to approach the 01 knapsack. Okay, so next, this is another problem that you can solve by yourself. This is a practice problem in front of you. You can take the screenshot of this solution of this problem, and you can try it yourself and do the cross check for the same thing that you have to do here. Profits, weights are there, states, you have to draw the state space free diagram, and with the help of formulation, like you have to consider it, the fraction, lower bound will take like fraction, but upper will not take the fraction. So you have to eliminate it with the lower and upper number cost values, and you have to consider the as a final resultant upper value, because we in branch and bound we always found the upper value here. So you can take the screenshot in order to get the clarity after doing the solution. So you can do the cross check here step by step. I mentioned here the solution. First step, we are expanding the one node 1 as a 2 and 3, and calculate the cost here, upper and lower. We will consider the upper one, and we will do the cross check. If we are including, write it as it is. If we are excluding, do the subtraction here. Like we are not including the first object, then what will be the upper and lower cost will be there, right? Next step, we are expanding second node as fourth and fifth. If you are including the second node, then take it as it is. If you are excluding, then subtract the node profit, or you can say cost and the weight. So you can do further steps here. And this is the final resultant tree, state space tree diagram, state space tree that is providing this final solution. So what is the final solution here? Minus 25, like 25 is given here, 29 is given here. Which one is the lesser value? This one, 29. So what we will consider here, maximum profit we are getting here is a 29. The path is 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 7, 7 to 9, and 9 to 10. This is the right path in order to get the solution. So what what are the objects that we will consider? Object number 1 we will consider. Object number 2 included. 3 is excluded. 4 is excluded. 5 is included. So I have mentioned it over here. In the fixed representation, which one object we have to include and which one we have to exclude as a solution, and maximum profit will be 29. So among 29 and 25, in negative symbols it have the values. So which one is the greater value? Of course, minus 29 is the greater value, lesser value. We have to take the lesser value in case of minimization. So minus 29 is the lesser than the minus 25. So 29 is the maximum profit here that we are getting over here. So it was all about the 0-1 knapsack problem that we have discussed with the help of branch and bound techniques, the LC method and FIFO method. You can also try it with the help of LIFO method, with the help of Streck also. But best one is the least cost method itself. So in the next lecture, we will discuss the traveling salesman problem with the help of branch and bound technique. So stay tuned with the lecture series. Thank you. Have a nice day.